I'm working from home today. I didn't sleep particularly well last night at all. I'd been awake since 2:30 up until like 5 o'clock this morning. So by the time my alarm went off just after 5:50, I was going to be fairly tired. So yeah, I'm working from home. Right, what I'm going to talk about today. That's a good question. That's a very good question because my mind's all over because I'm super out of it at the moment. I've just got a wodge of things to get through for work. Probably not going to get any hobby in this evening, although I have promised the little one a little bit of hobby time, so it'll be his hobby time rather than mine. But you take the rough with the smooth, don't you? My throat is still a bit zonked as well. If you can't hear that, I'm there. Not feeling 100%, probably partly due to work stress and such, but let's see how that goes and pans out. I did a little bit of editing last night for the first time in a while. My God, I've got slow, like really, really slow. Possibly exacerbated by the fact that none of the shortcuts that I used to have set up are set up on this machine right now. So using things like my Tor box is really cumbersome. And I should have made a note really of how I had it set up. I didn't. I was thinking that when I migrated over, it would carry over my settings for all of the applications. That is not the case. Bit annoying, but it is what it is. And it's the same. Same with my mouse. I use an MX Master 3, and I've had to reconfigure all of the bits and pieces that I have mapped for how I like to edit. So things like using center click, move the cursor to where where the mouse is on the playhead and where the playhead is on the timeline and things. Just tiny little things like that that I've got muscle memory for now. I had to reset up, but I needed to get through that. I didn't have a chance to do that, do this, and sort the cameras out and such because the autofocus on this camera, the GH6, wasn't working particularly well. Realized that after I upgraded the firmware, it set the focal point back to being a single point rather than full frame and stuff. And that's why the autofocus wasn't working. Been a bit of a nightmare. But on the positive side, at about 3:30 this morning, I managed to find one of the books I'm missing for that lot there. So that is all the Warhammer 40,000 rule books up to the current edition. I was missing one, the second edition. Now, if you remember a little while back, you probably won't. I managed to pick up the Codex Imperialis that came with the second edition box set. I didn't pick up the other two books that came in that set. I had them when I was a child. 12-year-old Wayne had it and sold them when he was 16 or 17, like a fool. But now I managed to pick up the second edition rulebook. So I have a complete set of rules from first edition, Rogue Trader, all the way through to the current edition at the moment, which is 10th edition, until next month when it's 11th edition. And I will, of course, be acquiring those rules. I'm particularly happy about that. I can't wait for it to turn up. So I'm only one book missing as well now, the War Gear book from my second edition book set. So I've seen a couple of those floating around for between 10 to 15 pounds. So we'll see what happens. I do want to pick it up just so that I've got that complete set, but I was fairly happy to find that this morning when I couldn't sleep. Anyway, right, I'm going to leave it there because I need to go and have a quick bite to eat and crack back on. I've got a fair bit of reading to do before meeting tomorrow, so I need to make myself familiar with those papers and such. Yeah. Okie dokie then. Right, I'll see you all on the other side. Hopefully the weather's going to change because with it all at the moment, it's just a bit balmy. It's like winter, isn't it? Let me know what you think of this angle compared to the other angle that's normally up here, a little bit higher. I'm liking this one at the moment, and now that the autofocus is working again, I'm liking it even more. Right, I'm off. I'll catch you later. Have a good one.